habit of anxiety. The lives we live are just a product of our own brain activity. It is our consciousness or awareness that tells the brain what to think and what to do. The consciousness is the power cable that grows the brain. Whenever you place your awareness on, decides what and how your brain will build. In the science of the brain, it tells us that there are over 100 billion nerve cells or neurons whose function is to communicate our thoughts and to capture our memories. It takes 21 days of whatever your consciousness is focusing on to then become a habit. So if you're perpetually thinking that bad things are going to happen or reliving negative past events, by the end of 3 weeks, you will have developed a feeling of insecurity. The brain then locks in those feelings and thoughts and then develops an anxiety. The real issue is not the anxiety, but how the brain has wired itself to think it's constantly living in a state of fight or flight. Whenever we are thinking, the neurons stimulate in the brain. So if we forever revisit a thought or a feeling, these neurons will then start to connect, eventually forming clusters. These clusters then start connecting with one another, creating a negative neural network. Once this neural network is formed in the brain, a habit is born, and the brain becomes hardwired. So, if you worry constantly for 21 days, you will more than likely develop a network of worry. So even when things in your outside world improve, you won't be able to stop worrying. Once a negative script is established, a neural pathway in the brain, this pathway then will become automatic and subconscious. Your consciousness or awareness is supposed to be in charge of the brain. But once you've been wired for negative worrying habits, that network will now start dictating your feelings to your consciousness. This negative neural pathway then becomes your mindset. The mind then passes this negative automatic process onto your body, which will then become negative, creating negative symptoms within the body itself, such as panic attacks, nausea, headaches, or even pain. Your body will always mirror what's going on in your mind. So to unplug from the negative script the consciousness is feeding the brain, we need to deliberately develop a positive script. By giving focus and life to positive thoughts and experiences will eventually create new clusters of neurons, which will form positive neural pathways. Through this positive focus, a higher mind will be created that will in time dislodge the negative mindset. The new positive mind will then feed positive information down through it to the body, which will then redress and rebalance some of the old systems of panic, resulting in a strengthened, calm and confident state of being.